There is contact, Your Honor.
Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Víctor Hugo Pedrosa y nací el 6 de enero de 1965.
Victor Pedrosa, June 6, 1965.
All right, sir,
I'm sorry, January 6, 1965.
Sir, in this case, your charge as follows. Count one, driving under the influence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $500. You eligible for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also be subject to PTR supervision. You will not possess or use any alcohol, any illegal drugs, or any illegal drugs without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and/or alcohol testing at your expense. Thank you. Is that Poltronsko? Costco? Okay, so that'll be reset for tomorrow. That's the last interpreter? Okay. All right, that was the last Spanish interpreter case, Madam Interpreter. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so now we're gonna do the move up, or we're gonna do the trio?
The move up, Creole gonna be last.
What was that last name again? Okay. Okay. I just realized. Do you have one? Because we're not doing it. I'll remember it. I totally forgot. I left it in the office.
Good morning.
Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Stephen Holgate, Michael is my middle name. February 21st, 1960.
All right, sir, in this case, you're charged with aggravated assault, domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $2,500. Does he qualify for PTR? Also be subject to PTR supervision. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I need you to sign right here for me. First is defendant.
Okay, I can't see, so I don't have my glasses. Right here?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're doing good. Thank you. And that's your, that's how you can get in contact with the public.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Please state your full name and date of birth.
John Anthony Mascara, September 3rd, 1966, sir.
Sir, in this case, you're charged with trespassing. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $250. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim. You will not return to the alleged scene. Thank you.
Your Honor, would you consider ROR? It looks like he might be transient, and it looks like he was just taking food from Wawa.
What's the history?
Your Honor, the defendant has 5 felony convictions, 27 misdemeanors, 6 failures to appear, and 3 incarcerations in the Department of Corrections. His last conviction was in 2020 for trespass.
All right. The terms and conditions pronounced will remain in full force and effect, but you can bring that up to the judge assigned.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, we're done with your case, sir.
Yes, okay.
Take care, sir. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Jordan Daniel Roberts, March 22nd, 1988.
All right, sir, in this case, your charge as follows. Count 1, petty theft. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set at $500. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not return to the alleged scene. Thank you.
Your Honor, quickly, would he qualify for ROR? I believe he's transient as well.
What's the history?
Your Honor, the defendant has 3 misdemeanor convictions and also arrest history out of state. He's not eligible for pretrial release due to having an outstanding warrant in Georgia
He's not eligible for PTR?
due to the other legal constraint in Georgia.
All right. I will reduce bond to $250, but otherwise, all the conditions will remain in full force and effect. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You too, sir. Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Ali Abdul, January 4th, 81.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, we have a couple of matters for you, sir. We have, in first case, your charge as follows. Count 1, aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer. Count 2, resisting officer with violence. Count 3, resisting officer without violence. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on those charges. Bond on count 1 is set at $5,000. Count 2, $2,500. Count 3, $1,000. You will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. In addition, you have another case. Your charge as follows. Count 1, sale or delivery of fentanyl. Count 2, possession of fentanyl. Count 3, tampering with physical evidence. Count 4, resisting officer without violence. And count 5, possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis. Court finds probable cause for your arrest on those charges as well. Bond is set as follows. Count 1, $15,000. Count 2, $2,500. Count 3, $1,000. Count 4, $1,000. And count 5, $500. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Shaitel Lee Thompson, that is my full name. My date of birth is 05/12/1992.
All right, thank you. You have a couple of matters here for you today. Count 1, in your first case, you're charged with tampering with physical evidence. Count 2, possession of drug paraphernalia. Court finds probable cause for your arrest on both of those charges. Bond on count 1 is set at $1,000. Count 2 set at $500. In addition, you were out on bond in 2 other cases. You were out on bond on you were out on ROR in 2 other cases. First case, 2021 MM 3248. Second case, 2021 MM 2958. Because the court's found probable cause for the alleged new law violations, our ROR will be revoked in both of your other cases. You'll be held on no bond in both of those other cases. Thank you.
Okay, so
Please state your full name and date of birth.
Daryl Fountain, 53084.
All right, thank you, sir. In this case, your charge as follows. Count 1, criminal mischief. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set at $500. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not return to the alleged scene. Thank you.
Can I bond out? Can I plead? Can I plead?
Harold. No.
So do I go back to citizen?
Do you have an offer? Does the state have an offer for him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wait, we
Your
might
Honor.
have an offer for him.
Now, we're going to
No, we're
move
not?
on.
Okay. Never mind. Never mind, that's a no.
Please state your full name and date of birth.
Crystal Lynn Colburn, 10/1/1982.
All right, thank you. In this case, you were arrested pursuant to a warrant issued for an alleged violation of pretrial release conditions, so there's probable cause for your arrest pursuant to the warrant. You're going to be held on no bond. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Risfree is refused.
Refused? Okay, that'll be reset for tomorrow. What about, oh yeah, is that Gaspard? Is that the Creole?
I don't believe we addressed Jermaine Resfrit. Oh, he refused? Could we still address, because there's still no PC on that case?
I reset it for tomorrow.
Okay,
You can address it tomorrow.
okay, we'd object for the record, I suppose.
So we have to get the language line, correct?
It's coming.
Counsel, are you here for a case?
Yes, Judge. Tara Lightfoot.
Okay, no, they usually put that in move-ups, but I'm unaware of it. I thought you were,
Downstairs, they might be waiting to, are you bringing victims upstairs or something?
Not call for them.
yeah, that hasn't been given to me yet. That's why I thought you were in the move-ups, but then we've gone through all of them now except the Creole. Oh, we gotta get the language line.
We need to move victims up here. Just bring me the victim for life. Life. The other one? Yeah, leave it down there.
Is that the alleged victim for the Lightfoot case?
Yeah.
Okay. State and defense, or there's private counsel. State, are you ready for this on this Lightfoot case?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want me?
Well, we're still looking for the language line, so let's just. Do we have them? Okay, wait, let's do the language. We'll do the language line first if we got them, because we can't lose them. No, we need to do the language line. Yeah. We don't have them? We don't have them. Okay. We don't have them. Let's bring in Lightfoot. Thought we had them. Ma'am, please state your full name and date of birth.
Tara Dawn Lightfoot, 52484.
All right, let's get appearance of counsel, please.
Richard Hornsby for Ms. Lightfoot, Judge. I filed my notice of appearance yesterday.
All right, thank you. The public defender is not appointed in this case since defendants retained private counsel. Ma'am, in this case, your charge as follows. Count 1, battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that count. You're going to be held on bond of $500. You'll be, does she qualify for PTR? Subject to PTR supervision, and you'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you'll not possess any or own any weapons or firearms. Sir, do you want to be heard on this case?
Yes, I do.
Okay, please state your full name and date of birth.
It's Matthew Christopher Movens. It's 8/30/1981.
All right, and what's your relationship with the defendant?
I'm her spouse.
Okay. Did you hear the court's announcement?
Yes, I would like to have contact.
You would like to have
Yes,
contact?
sir. I do not feel threatened or anything by her.
Okay. You feel safe if the court would order non-hostile contact?
Yeah, I feel safe with her in any factor. I'm not, privy to the term ology, that's all.
Okay. Is there any prior history? No, Your Honor. All right, counsel?
Judge, Mr. Movens, would you be the one paying for her bond?
I would be paying for a bond, yes, sir.
Okay, and the two of you are married, correct?
We are, yep.
Judge, my only request is either, if we could do either or, either a bond or pretrial release, but not both. I don't know that the supervision is really necessary in a case like this.
Is there no prior history at all? That's correct. All right. State, what's your position?
The state would not have an objection to either or, Your Honor. The state did confirm he has no criminal history, and as he stated, he is not in fear due to the marital nature between them. State would not have an objection. However, we leave it to the court's discretion, Your Honor.
All right. The court will delete the bond condition. Instead, the defendant will be subject to PTR supervision. The defendant will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. The court will set aside the no contact provision. Instead, the defendant cannot have any hostile contact with the alleged victim in the case. Ma'am, do you understand what that means, non-hostile contact?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Anything else, counsel?
No, Judge, thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you.
Okay, go ahead and take it. You want me to go?
Sorry.
We need to get that on the record. No weapon. No weapon. Teleconference or teleconference? We have the interpreter on the line?
Yes, I'm the interpreter.
All right. Ma'am, you're going to be sworn in by the clerk. Please raise your right hand so you can be sworn in by the clerk.
Do you swear to
Okay.
interpret from Creole to English, English to Creole, the testimony you will receive today?
Yes,
And please state your full name for the record.
Camrose Massey.
Could you spell that for the clerk?
Camrose, Camose, Massey, Masse.
All right, thank you. Now, are we going to use a headset or is she just going to use the speakers? Okay. Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Monsieur, ou capable de nous déclarer nom complet avec date où t'es fait, date naissance ou?
Non, moi, c'est Pérez Gaspard. En fait, 11 avril 68.
My name is Cyril Gaspar. I was born April 11, 68.
All right, sir, in this case, your charge as follows. Count 1, grand theft. Count 2, battery, domestic violence. And count 3, criminal mischief. I do find probable cause for your arrest on all of those charges.
Monsieur, Charles Sayo, c'est yo même yo chargé ou avec yo, numéro 1, grand vol. Le deuxième nan, c'est assault avec batterie. Troisième nan, c'est criminel en comportement. Et puis nous jouons une cause probable pour Charles Sayo.
Bon, bah, konnen, non?
Your Honor, we do have a probable cause challenge as to the grand theft count.
Votre honneur, nous gagnons un challenge, n'a challengé cause probable pour grand vol là.
Give me a moment to review the affidavit again.
Yes, Your Honor.
OK, ban mon moment pour me réviser affidavit là encore.
All right, what's your argument, counsel?
I don't believe there's any probable cause for the grand theft count. I think what the officer was trying to allege as grand theft was the cell phone. I believe that that's just criminal mischief, though, as far as probable cause.
M'pa kwe que gen un bon argument pour grand vol là. M'kwe officier a ta parlé d'un affaire de téléphone portable. M'kwe c'est juste méfait criminel là seulement lié.
State.
Your Honor, Rachel Bouillon for the state. Your Honor, there is a taking. It was taking with force. It meets the normal amount. Maybe at least for the purposes of probable cause, which is a lower burden than proving the case itself. I do believe that all the elements are met, at least as I'm reading it on the affidavit. There was force used, there was taking, and the amount is met.
Ça c'est Monsieur Léon pour procureur général là. Nous croyons que tu as un comportement côté que force t'est utilisé puis tu prends téléphone là. Donc ça c'est fait au plus bas et que nous qu'a prouvé dans cas. Donc tu as force puis qui t'est utilisé et puis tu as un téléphone tout qui te prend.
I agree that probable cause has been alleged. Bond is set as follows. Count
Okay,
one,
d'accord.
$1,000. Count two, $1,000. Count three, $500.
OK. D'accord que tu as une cause probable. OK, donc, mais Amandio, c'est premier compte là, c'est $1,000. Deuxième là, c'est $1,000. Troisième compte là, c'est $500.
Sir, you'll be subject to PTR supervision on all counts. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms.
OK, il va bientôt en supervision avec PTA, il va avoir aucun contact avec victime accusation. Hein?
Thank you, sir.
Je pas comprendre non. Répétez-moi encore s'il vous plaît.
I don't understand. May I have a repetition? Would you like me to just repeat? Can I have a repetition for the charges and the...
Sir, I can't speak with you, but you can address your case with your attorney or the judge assigned to the case. Thank you.
Judge, it looks like he has no criminal history. Can he just go on PTR?
Monsieur, je ne peux pas parler avec vous, capable de parler avec avocat pour capable adresser ça pour. Je ne peux pas qu'un passé criminel, on capable de réviser charge, réviser amende.
Okay.
What's the history?
No criminal history, Your Honor.
None at all?
Il va gagner qu'un passé criminel. Il va gagner du tout?
That's correct.
Oui, c'est correct.
All right, the court will delete the monetary bond requirements, but all other terms and conditions release remain in full force and effect.
Thank you, Judge. And for the record, this is Christy Ficani for the Public Defender's Office. I didn't announce myself earlier.
OK, merci. Juge, donc, nous allons supprimer l'obligation monétaire là. OK, mais toute l'autre obligation, y a prêté. OK?
All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter.
OK, you're welcome.
I will take a break, and then when I get done with this other stuff, we'll come back. Thank you. Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Brian Johnson, May 23rd, 1979.
All right, I'm not sure why this case has been set. I don't have any information on this case whatsoever.
Your Honor, the defendant came in on a warrant with ROR as the bond. However, the defendant is already out on an open case, so the only thing that needs to be addressed is the open case.
Okay. I'll take no action because I have no information on this case whatsoever. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Arthenia Barnes, 04/02/1991.
All right, thank you. You're charged with 3 counts. Count 1, escape. Count 2, battery, domestic violence. Count 3, resisting officer without violence. Court does not find probable cause on the escape charge. You'll be released to ROR on that charge. With respect to count 2, I do find probable cause for battery dating violence, and bond is set on that count at the amount of $500. On count 3, bond is set at $500. Does she qualify for PTR?
Your Honor, she was not interviewed prior to initial appearance.
All right, so conditions of release on all counts will be no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. In addition, you have a charge of disorderly conduct. I find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond on that count is set at $250. Thank you.
Your Honor, it looks like she has no criminal history. Could she be interviewed for PTR and just be released on PTR if she qualifies?
I'm sorry for.
I'm not going to handle that today, but if she wants to bring that to the division judge, she can. Yes. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Christopher Manuel Cruz, Andujar, 4/22/91.
All right, sir, in this case, your charge as follows. Count 1, aggravated battery. Count 2, aggravated assault. Count 3, neglect of child. I do find probable cause for your arrest on those charges. Count 1, bond set at $2,500. Count 2, $2,500. Count 3, $1,000. Does he
Your Honor-
qualify for PTR?
No, Your Honor, according to the administrative order, crimes against children are not eligible.
All right. You'll have no contact with the alleged victims. You will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you.
Your Honor, Christy Ficani for the Public Defender's Office. We have a probable cause challenge. This is the child neglect count.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't see any mention of the child neglect in the report whatsoever.
State.
Rachel Bouillon for the state, Your Honor. State does note that there was no direct harm, but the conflict appears to have occurred. It's with respect, it appears that the victim had the child based on the affidavit at the time of the conflict, and there is injury to a child. State does concede that it's not specified whether it was defendant or not that it occurred in front of. If the court, it's within the court's discretion, Your Honor. If the court does find that there is no probable cause, we ask for 24-hour reset and as to establish more probable cause for the neglect of a child.
All right. So the state will be given 24 hours to file supplemental affidavit as to count 3. So I'm not making a finding of PC on that count at this time. All the other pronouncements remain in full force and effect. You state your full name and date of birth.
Al Pacino, 7/24/97.
All right, sir, we have a couple of cases. First of all, you have a charge of battery, domestic battery by strangulation. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim. You will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. And there's a battery domestic violence charge. Find probable cause for that as well. Bond set at $2,000. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess any weapons or firearms. In addition, sir, you're arrested pursuant to a warrant on the charge of domestic violence, so there's probable cause for your arrest pursuant to the warrant. On that case, bond is set at $2,000. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim. You will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you.
Your Honor, we do have a probable cause challenge as to the domestic violence charge. I didn't see that they lived together or had a child in common.
Are you talking about the warrant, or are you talking about the new charge?
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't even realize that he had more than one case. Let me see.
State.
It is 2020 MM 9012AO, which was the one that I was challenging the PC on.
I'm sorry, what's the,
2020 MM 9012AO. That's the agency case number 21-44870.
Twenty 2021 MM 4232?
2020 MM 9012 is the Orange County case number.
That's the warrant case.
Okay, that's the one that I did not see any showing that it was a domestic violence.
All right, well, I can't revisit a PC finding by a judge in a warrant, so,
Okay.
all right.
Signature.
All right, sir, thank you. Sir, your case is done. Sir, need to move along. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Say Angel Moreno, September 11th, 1993.
All right, so in this case, your charge as follows. Count 1, resisting officer without violence. Count 2, stalking. Count 3, damage to property through criminal mischief. I did find probable cause for your arrest on all 3 of those charges. Count 1, bond is set at $1,000. Count 2, $1,500. Count 3, $2,500. Does he qualify for PTR?
He's actually out on pre-trial release on an open case, 2021 CF 4442AO.
He's out on PTR on that case?
Yes, Your Honor, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
And I'm sorry, that's 21 CF 4442?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So going back to the first case, in addition to the bond, you'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you'll not possess or own any weapons or firearm. And then in the case 2021 CF 4442, since the court's found probable cause for the alleged new law violations, your pretrial release is revoked. In that other case, the 21 4442 case, you'll be held on no bond on that case. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Michael Rivera, January 1st, 1988.
I thank you, sir. The public defender is not appointed in this case, sir, because you don't qualify for the public defender to be appointed in your case. You were arrested on the charge of battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $2,500. Does he qualify for PTR?
Your Honor, we were unable to verify his community ties. The charge is eligible for supervision.
You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess any weapons or firearms. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Carlos Anderson, 10/21/79.
Thank you, sir. In this case, you're charged with battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $500. Does he qualify for?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll be subject to PTR supervision. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim. You will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you.
That was 500 or 5,000, Your Honor, for bond?
Bond 500.
Thank you.
Please state your full name and date of birth.
Full name Earl Brown, Earl George Brown, the fourth. Date of birth 01/07/2000.
All right, thank you, sir. This case, you're charged with battery domestic violence. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $500. Do you PTR qualify?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll be subject to PTR supervision. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you.
Your Honor, looks like he has no criminal history. Can he just do straight PTR, no monetary bond?
Your Honor, he does have criminal history. He has a arrest charge for battery domestic violence against the same victim.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that on this face sheet.
Yeah, all the conditions announced will remain in full force and effect. All right.
Your Honor, is he able to have one law enforcement escorted trip back home to retrieve his belongings?
Yes, he can go with law enforcement only once to retrieve his personal belongings.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Ashley Jackson, February the 5th, 1989.
All right, thank you. In this case, you're charged as follows. Count one, battery, domestic violence. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $500. PTR qualified?
Yes, Your Honor.
Be subject to PTR supervision. You will have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. In addition, you have a charge of disorderly conduct. Court finds probable cause for your arrest on that as well. Bond in that count will be set at $250. Thank you.
Your Honor, I do have a probable cause challenge to address as for the domestic violence. The officer brought in the charge as domestic violence, but in the arrest report, he says it's dating violence. They do not live together or have any children in common.
I'm sorry, I forgot to make a note about that. I agree with that. It's a probable cause finding for dating violence, not domestic violence. Thank you.
Your Honor, was it PTR as to the domestic violence case only?
Yes. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Samuel Hayworth Robinson, 11/11/1985.
All right, sir, in this case, you're charged with assault, dating violence. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set at $500. Qualify for PTR?
Sir, I couldn't hear you. I apologize.
Defendant refused to speak with us.
Oh, okay. Bond is set in the amount of $500. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Stephen Eric Robinson, 01470.
All right, sir, in this case, you're charged with battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set at $1,000. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim. You will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. In addition, you are out on bond in case 2021 CT 2617. Because the court's found probable cause for the alleged new law violation, your bond is revoked. In your CT case, you'll be held on no bond in that case. Thank you.
Your Honor, I do have a probable cause challenge as for the DV count. It doesn't specify that they are living together or have children.
All right, I agree. The probable cause finding will be on battery only. Battery.
Your Honor, Rachel Leon for the state. Although it's not DV, the affidavit does show him and his girlfriend. Would it be, would the court in its discretion find that there's PC for dating violence?
There's not sufficient allegations for me to conclude the relationship has been in existence long enough.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Hmm?
I don't understand about the bond.
Sir, yeah, I can't really talk to you. You can talk with your attorney at a different time, but we need to move to the next case. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Carlo Rudolph, 11185.
Sir, in this case, you're charged with battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $1,000. Does he qualify for? Okay. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Lendell Shock, July 19, 1977.
In this case, you're charged with battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $1,000. You qualify for PTR.
We have a victim.
Yes, Your Honor.
He does qualify?
Yes, Your
All right. You'll be subject to PTR supervision. You'll have no contact with the alleged victims, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearm. Ma'am, do you want to address this case?
Yes.
All right. And what is your, please state your full name and date of birth.
Celeste Shock, 9/16/78.
All right. And what's your relationship with the defendant?
He's my husband.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, I want him out. I don't want him to come home, but I want him out of here as quickly as possible. He's a good dad. He's just, our days are.
Your Honor,
Days are
it
numbered.
doesn't look like he has criminal history. Could he do straight PTR, given the alleged victim's request?
Do you have any criminal history?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
Your Honor, it should be noted that the defendant does have expunged criminal history, but due to it being expunged, it's not visible.
All right. All my conditions are going to remain in full force and effect, but it can be brought to the attention of the division judge.
Your Honor, you stated a bond of 500 with PTR, correct? No.
1,000 with PTR. Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Edward Torres, 1973.
All right, in this case, the public defender is not appointed because, sir, you don't qualify for the appointment of the public defender's office. In this case, you are charged with battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $500. Does he qualify for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll be subject to PTR supervision. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you. Oh. Do you want to be heard on this case, ma'am?
Yes, please.
All right, please state your full name and date of birth.
Alicia Nicole Harold, 11/24/1982.
All right, what's your relationship with the defendant?
He's my fiance.
Okay.
He's the father of my 2 kids. He's a great provider. I want him out. I want him to come home.
All right. Well, I've announced my ruling, ma'am. If you have a question or a comment about the charging decision, that's the state of Florida's decision, not mine, so you can talk to the state attorney. If you want to change the conditions of release, you can, again, talk to the state attorney or bring it to the attention of the division judge assigned to the case. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Alba bonded? Okay. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Alexander Bonanno Matias. My birthday is January 18, 1997, sir.
I'm sorry, could you say your name again, please?
Yaro Bonanno.
Thank you, sir. All right, sir, in this case, you've been arrested pursuant to a capias that was issued, so there is probable cause for your arrest pursuant to the capias. In accordance with the capias, on count one, your bond is set in the amount of $2,500, and on count two, bond is set in the amount of $250. Thank you. No, I will not take any action on that other case. Sir? Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Mark Crumpler, June 6, 1998.
All right, thank you, sir. In this case, your charge as follows. Count one, possession of methamphetamine. Count two, possession of drug paraphernalia. And count three, driving while license suspended. The court does find probable cause for your arrest on all three of those charges. Bond on count one is set at $2,000. Bond on count two is set at $1,000. Bond on count three is set at $1,000. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
I'm Frederick Dawson, 1570.
Thank you, sir. In this case, your charge as follows. Count one, destruction of evidence. Count two, resisting officers without violence. Count three, possession of MDMA, ecstasy. And count four, possession of synthetic cannabinoids. Sorry about that. I find probable cause for your arrest on those charges, and bond is set as follows. Count one, $2,000. Count two, $1,000. Count three, $2,000. Count four, $2,000. In addition, sir, you're out on bond in case 2021 CF 3118. Because the court's found probable cause for the alleged new law violations, your bond is revoked. In your other case, you'll be held on no bond in that case. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Eric Rafael Flores Cardona, 21168.
Thank you, sir. In this case, your charge is as follows. Count one, burglary of conveyance. Count two, criminal mischief. And count three, possession of burglary tools. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on all of those charges. Bond is set as follows. Count one, $2,500. Count two, $1,000. Count three, $1,000. Does he qualify for PTR?
No, Your Honor, he's on parole.
You'll have no contact with the alleged victims in the case, and you will not return to the alleged scene. Thank you.
Your Honor, I do have a probable cause challenge as to the burglary tools count. The screwdriver was never alleged to be used in the burglary.
State.
Rachel Leon for the state, Your Honor. State would agree as to PC for the burglary tools. However, state does believe that there is PC for the other two charges, Your Honor.
All right, so on count three, the defendant will be released to ROR. All the other conditions are released on all the other counts, and everything else pronounced remain in full force and effect. Thank you. Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Gary 9/13/80.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm having a little trouble hearing you.
Haley Uri, 9/13/80.
What was the date of birth again?
9/13/80.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, both of these cases are going to be reset for tomorrow. I reviewed the affidavits. I don't see adequate, sufficient allegations for PC affidavits. In either of these cases, they're both reset. The state has 24 hours to file supplemental affidavits in both cases regarding the alleged probable cause. Thank you.
You can take that, okay.
Please state your full name and date of birth.
Patrick Mendez, 3/17/1990.
All right, thank you, sir. In this, well, you have a couple cases. First case, it's alleged that you violated your conditions of pretrial release. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge, bond set at $1,000. In addition, you're out on bond in case 2020, that,
Your Honor, he's in pretrial diversion on that case. Could Your Honor take no action as to that case?
no.
The case is already,
He's out on bond in that case. What's the number?
2020 CF 14508 AO.
2020 CF 14508, yes. So you're out on bond in that case, sir, because the court's found probable cause for the alleged new law violation. Your bond will be revoked in that other case. You'll be held on no bond in that case. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Cedric Mills Jr., sir, 9/26/1992.
All right, thank you. I have a couple matters. First of all, you have one case with the following charges. Count 1, possession of cocaine. Count 2, petty theft. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on both of those charges. Bond on count 1, $2,000. Bond on count 2, $1,000. In addition, you were out on bond in you're out on bond in case 2021 CF 1350, and you're out ROR in case 2021 CF 4989. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Because the court's found probable cause for the alleged new law violation, your bond is revoked in the case where you had the bond, and your ROR is revoked in the case that you were out on ROR, and in both cases, you'll be held on no bond. Thank you.
So when
Please state your full name and date of birth.
Roshan Mahuka Rossi,
Date of birth.
December 25th, 1981.
All right, in this case, sir, you're charged as follows. You have, first case is count 1, aggravated assault with deadly weapon. I do find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000. You have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. What is the status of this other case? 2018 CF 18198.
Your Honor, he's currently out on conditional release for that case.
But we don't have the order.
Looking up the most right now, Judge. He has an upcoming hearing on July 3rd. Do you want the conditional release order, Judge?
Well, I'm just wondering, what are the conditions of release?
I'm sorry?
Is there a condition of release to not violate the law? Is that a condition of release?
I don't know all the conditions of his release. His last release from jail was a conditional release on this case.
Okay.
That's what released him from jail on this case.
Your Honor, I can look up the conditional release order real quick. The conditions of release as to the 2018 case are, the defendant will reside at 544 Madrigal Court. The defendant will report to Aspire Health Partners. The defendant will receive mental health treatment, medication management, and therapy. The defendant will attend competency restoration through Aspire, will not possess or use any illegal substance, will not possess or use any firearms or weapons of any kind, will attend court hearings, and it looks like that's it as for the conditions of release.
All right. So based on the probable cause finding of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, he has violated the conditions of his release in 2018 CF 18198. Therefore, his conditional release is revoked. He'll be held on no bond in that case.
Your Honor? I didn't have a deadly weapon.
Sir, I'm just finding probable cause. You need to talk to your lawyer at a later time or address anything to the judge assigned to the case. Thank you. Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Timothy O'Neill, 9/24/1968.
Thank you, sir. All right, sir, we have a couple of matters here for you. First of all, you have a case, count one, possession of cocaine. Court does find probable cause for arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $2,000. In addition, you are out on bond in 2020, CF 13726. Court fund, because of the probable cause finding on the alleged new law violation, your bond is revoked in that case. You'll be held on no bond in that case. In addition, you were out on ROR in 2020 CF 13865. Again, because of the alleged new law violation probable cause finding, your ROR is revoked in that case. You'll be held on no bond in that case as well. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Regina Wells, 8/30/92.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Regina Wells, 8/30/1982.
Regina Wells?
Planel Figueroa's mental health one.
Oh, Planel Figueroa, mental health? Okay, that'll be reset. Thank you. All right, in this case, you were arrested pursuant to a warrant, so there is probable cause for your arrest. The charge of aggravated battery with deadly weapon is set forth in the warrant. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000. Does it qualify for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll be subject to PTR supervision. You'll have no contact with the alleged victim. You will not return to the alleged scene. You will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Michael Williams, Michael Anthony Williams, 6/18/62.
Thank you, sir. In this case, your charge as follows. Count one, trafficking in amphetamines. Count two, possession of MDMA. Count three, possession of cocaine. And count four, possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on those charges. Bond is set as follows. Count one, $50,000. Count two, $15,000. Count three, $2,000. Count four, $1,000. Does it qualify for PTR? No?
Yes.
It does. Be subject to PTR supervision on all counts. You will not possess or use any alcohol, any illegal drugs, or any legal drugs without a valid prescription, and you'll submit to random drug and or alcohol testing at your expense. Thank you.
What is PTR?
Need to talk to your attorney. That'll be explained to you later, sir. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Steadroy Williams, May 9, 1972.
Thank you, sir. All right, the public defender is not appointed in this case, sir, because you don't qualify for the appointment of the public defender's office. I have a couple of matters. First, your first case, your charge as follows. Count one, possession of firearm by a convicted felon. Count two, driving while license revoked as habitual offender. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on both of those charges. Bond on count one, $5,000. Bond on count two, $2,500. In addition, you are out on bond in case 2021 CF 1745. Because of the probable cause finding for the alleged new law violation, your bond is revoked. In that case, you'll be held on no bond in that case. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
James Wynn Jr., 9/12/60.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you one more time?
James Wynn Jr., 9/12/60.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, sir, in this case, you were arrested pursuant to a capias, so there's probable cause for your arrest pursuant to the capias. In accordance with the capias, your bond is set in the amount of $1,500 on count one. In addition, you will have no contact with the alleged victim, any co-defendants, any alleged witnesses, and you will not return to the alleged scene of the offense. Thank you.
What is that?
You'll have to talk with your lawyer at a later time, sir, on that.
What? I got arrested on He's been arrested?
The original one.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Did Garcia Fuentes bond out, or? Please state your full name, sir.
Travis Ray Reynolds.
Okay. Carmen Garcia Fuentes,
We don't have the number of docket, Your Honor.
Your Honor, do you have a booking number?
21014558.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. All right, sir. Please state your full name and date of birth again.
Travis Ray Reynolds, 12/8/88.
All right, thanks, sir. All right, we have a couple of matters for you, sir. First of all, there's a capias in case 20 CT 367. So there's probable cause for your arrest pursuant to the capias. Bond in that case is set in the amount of $2,000. In case 2020 CT 1029, again, arrested pursuant to a capias, so there's probable cause for your arrest. Bond in that case set at $1,000. And then the last case, 2020 CT 1030, again, arrested pursuant to the capias, so there's probable cause for your arrest. Bond in that case is set at $100. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eugene Clark is behavior, Your Honor.
Clauber Jean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, behavior, that'll be reset for tomorrow. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Andy Lampkin,
Date of birth?
10/28/1967.
All right, thank you, sir. Sir, in this case, your charge as follows. Count one, battery. The court does find probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set at $1,000. You have no contact with the alleged victim, and you will not possess or own any weapons or firearms. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Your Honor, Frederick Walter, 11791.
All right, thank you. In this case, your charge as follows. Well, you have a couple matters. First case, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. The court finds probable cause for your arrest on that charge. Bond is set in the amount of $500. In addition, you're charged with disorderly conduct. Court finds probable cause for your arrest on that charge as well. Bond on that count set $250. Thank you.
Your Honor, the state does have an offer. I wasn't able to give it to Mr. Welter earlier. Can we extend it to him right now? No?
I'm not going to handle pleas, no. Thank you,
Okay.
though.
Your Honor, I also.
Sorry, what?
Your Honor, he's also transient. I don't know that he can afford any bond. Is ROR an option? When he got arrested, he was soliciting something from someone who was in a car, which falls under the municipal disorderly statute.
State, have any objection to ROR?
Grace Lebulian for the state, no objection, Your Honor.
What's the history?
Your Honor, the defendant has 10 felony convictions, 10 misdemeanors, 2 failures to appear, and 47 unknown dispositions. His latest conviction was 4621 for disorderly, and he has an open warrant in Miami.
Okay. All my conditions of release remain in full force and effect. Thank you.
Not ROR.
Please say your full name and date of birth.
Alex Lowe, 8478.
All right, thank you. In this case, you're arrested on the following charges. Count one, trafficking in heroin. Count two, possession of heroin. Court does find probable cause for your arrest on both of those charges. Bond on count one is set at $50,000. Bond on count two is set at $2,500. Thank you.
Your Honor, he has an open NTA case in 2021 MM 326 AW.
Notice, all it is a notice to appear.
Yes, Your Honor, he received a notice to appear. His upcoming arraignment is scheduled for 6/2.
Okay. I'll take no action in that case.
Is there any way to lower the bond, sir?
You need to bring that to the attention of the judge assigned to the case.
Crank Thomas's behavior, Your Honor.
Thomas McCraney, behavior.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be reset for tomorrow.
And Tillman Amber is refused.
Andre Tillman?
Tillman, yeah.
All right, that'll also be reset. Please state your full name and date of birth.
Jonathan Lee Hayes, May 17, 1995.
All right, thank you, sir. We have a couple matters. First case, your charge as follows: possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon. Count 2, possession of more than 20 grams of cannabis. Count 3, possession of firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon. The court finds probable cause for your arrest on all those charges. Bond on count 1, $10,000. Bond on count 2, $2,000. Bond on count 3, $5,000. Also, you have, because of the court's probable cause finding and the matters we just discussed, there's a basis for an on-view violation of probation in your probation case, so you'll be held on no bond in that case. Thank you. Please state your full name and date of birth.
I'm Antonio Maldonado, 31288.
All right, both of these cases are going to be reset for tomorrow. The state has 24 hours to file supplemental affidavit. There's several defendants all in one affidavit. I didn't see a basis for PC for a VOP on this particular defendant. So the state has 24 hours to supplement the affidavit on both cases. They'll be reset for tomorrow, both cases. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Just take this.
Please state your full name and date of birth.
Luis Felipe Rosario, 4586.
All right, thank you. All right, we have a couple of matters for you, sir. First of all, there's a charge of alleged violation of drug probation based on the court's review. There is probable cause to conclude there's a basis for an on-view violation of your drug probation, so you'll be held on no bond in your probation case. In addition, you were arrested pursuant to a warrant for an alleged violation of probation, and in accordance with the terms of that warrant, on those alleged violations of probation, bond will be set at $2,500 on each of the 2 counts for a total of $500. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Anderson is bonded, Your Honor.
Right, so your VOP.
Aben Anderson bonded? Okay.
You have bond on the new case.
What about Jacob Fonzo?
Oh, it is just violation.
21014562? Bonded? All right, thank you. All right, I think that's it.
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Is it okay if I look up real quick? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Trying to give me 2 new charges.
No? Okay. Oh, there we go.
Figured out. Okay, here you go, violation of probation officer. Okay, you were supposed to say, oh, you didn't report. You didn't report. Thank you.